Welcome to our exploration of the political theater starring none other than Donald Trump and Joe Biden. From Trump's Twitter theatrics to Biden's verbal slip-ups, these glimpses behind the curtain offer a humorous peek into the contrasting styles of these two leaders. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show as we dive deep into the world of Trump versus Biden. The one and only Donald J. Trump, real estate mogul, reality TV star, and the 45th President of the United States. This larger-than-life character burst onto the political scene in 2015, promising to make America great again.
We will make America great again. Thank you.
With his unique brand of bombastic rhetoric and unapologetic self-promotion. As one of the most polarizing figures in modern American politics, Donald Trump's legacy is sure to be debated for years to come. But one thing's for certain. He certainly kept things interesting during his time in the Oval Office. And now, let's turn our attention to the man who succeeded Donald Trump in the Oval Office, the one and only Joe Biden. While Trump may have had a flair for the dramatic, Biden has carved out his own unique niche in the political arena, one filled with endearing, or cringeworthy depending on your perspective, moments of pure, unfiltered Bidenness. But Biden's presidency hasn't all been fun and games. He's tackled some major challenges, from the COVID-19 pandemic to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. And who could forget his ambitious infrastructure plan, which aimed to rebuild America's crumbling roads and bridges? Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that Joe Biden has left an indelible mark on American politics. And with his trademark charm and quirky personality, he's sure to keep us entertained for years to come. These two political heavyweights represent vastly different approaches to leadership. Trump's in-your-face style may grab the headlines, but Biden's steady hand and collaborative approach could be just what the country needs in these turbulent times. It's a battle of bold versus reserve, and the American people will have to decide which they prefer. When it came to Trump's approach, the man was never one to mince words. Remember that time he called the coronavirus the Chinese virus, sparking outrage and accusations of racism?
Chinese virus.
Classic Trump, always ready to stir the pot and grab the spotlight. And who could forget his infamous Twitter tirades? Trump would routinely take to social media to attack his opponents, spread conspiracy theories, and generally cause a ruckus. It was like watching a reality TV show, but with the fate of the free world hanging in the balance. In contrast, Biden's approach has been much more measured and reserved. Take his response to the COVID-19 pandemic, for example. While Trump was busy downplaying the virus and pushing unproven treatments, Biden took a more science-based approach, emphasizing the importance of masks and social distancing.
Protect ourselves and others with masking, expanded testing.
Of course, Biden's more subdued demeanor doesn't mean he's immune to the occasional misstep. Who can forget that time he referred to his running mate as Kamala Harris's wife? Classic Biden, always keeping us on our toes with his endearing gaffes. Biden and Donald are like funny characters in a TV show. Trump does big, crazy things, and Biden makes funny mistakes. It's like a funny battle between someone who's bold and someone who's a bit clumsy, and we're just here to laugh along. When it came to making an entrance, Trump definitely didn't hold back. Remember that time he kicked off his 2016 campaign by strutting down the escalator at Trump Tower like some kind of reality TV superstar? Talk about a grand debut. And who could forget Trump's signature speaking style? The guy was a master of the dramatic pause, the exaggerated hand gesture, and the good old-fashioned scowl. It was like watching a Shakespearean actor on steroids. Now, Biden may not have Trump's flair for the dramatic, but he's got a few tricks up his sleeve too. Remember that time during the 2020 campaign when Biden got a little mixed up on his geography? The poor guy was caught on a hot mic thanking supporters for coming to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, when they were actually in Sioux City, Iowa. Talk about a geography lesson gone wrong. And who could forget Biden's legendary ability to stumble over his words? The guy's got a knack for turning a simple speech into a veritable verbal obstacle course. It's like he's trying to keep us on our toes, challenging us to figure out what he's really trying to say. But hey, that's all part of the Biden charm, isn't it? It's like he's the cool grandpa who just can't quite keep up with the times, but you love him anyway. When it comes to healthcare, these two political heavyweights couldn't be more different. Trump tried to repeal and replace Obamacare, but ended up just giving it a good old-fashioned wedgie.
Immediately repealing and replacing the disaster known as Obamacare.
Meanwhile, Biden's like the grandpa who's always trying to get you to take your vitamins and eat your veggies. And then there's immigration. Trump's like the angry construction worker who just wants to build the biggest, most beautiful wall you've ever seen. Biden, on the other hand, is the friendly neighborhood grandpa who's handing out free healthcare pamphlets to all the undocumented immigrants. But wait, there's more. When it comes to climate change, these two are like a couple of old-timey boxers in the ring. Trump's throwing haymakers, yelling something about clean coal and beautiful clean air. Biden's just trying to keep up, offering a few half-hearted jabs about solar panels and wind turbines. And let's not forget about foreign policy. Trump's like the kid who just wants to play Risk all day, conquering the world one country at a time. Biden's the grandpa who's trying to teach him the importance of diplomacy and international cooperation. But let's be real, Trump's probably just going to flip the board over when he starts losing. When it comes to the media, Trump had a real love-hate thing going on. On one hand, he loved the attention and used it to his advantage, constantly making headlines with his bold statements and Twitter tirades. But on the other hand, he loved to bash the fake news and paint the press as the enemy of the people. Trump's use of Twitter as a personal megaphone was legendary. He'd unleash a barrage of tweets attacking reporters, fact-checking their stories, and generally causing a ruckus. It was like watching a reality TV star take over the Oval Office, and the media just couldn't get enough of it. In contrast, Biden took a much more traditional approach to dealing with the media. He held regular press conferences where he'd patiently answer questions and try to convey a sense of stability and experience. Unlike Trump, Biden did not use Twitter as a personal megaphone to attack the media or make inflammatory statements. The passage notes, at least he wasn't starting World War III with a single tweet, right? Let's take a hilarious look back at the 2020 presidential campaign between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Buckle up, folks, because this is about to get real, and real funny. The real comedy gold came from the slogans and memes that emerged during the election season. Make America Great Again versus Build Back Better.
We will make America great again. Thank you.
We need to make sure America builds that future instead of falling behind.
It was like a battle of the bumper stickers. And don't even get me started on the endless stream of photoshopped images and viral videos that flooded our social media feeds. But the 2020 presidential campaign was a veritable comedy goldmine. It was like a real-life episode of Saturday Night Live, and we were all just along for the ride. When future historians look back on the Trump presidency, they'll probably see it as a chaotic, circus-like era defined by promises to make America great again. But let's be real, the guy was really just trying to line his own pockets. From his shady business dealings to his massive tax cuts for the wealthy, Trump's legacy is one of unapologetic greed and self-interest. In contrast, the Biden legacy will likely be remembered as a return to a more traditional, statesman-like approach to the presidency. So when future generations look back on the Biden presidency, they'll probably see it as a return to a more stable, predictable era in American politics. When it comes to their legacies, it's anyone's guess how history will remember these two. Will Trump be seen as a chaotic, circus-like figure who turned the Oval Office into his own personal reality show? Or will Biden be remembered as the steady, experienced hand who brought a sense of normalcy and the occasional gaffe back to the presidency? Only time will tell, my friends. But one thing's for sure. It's been one wild ride watching these two political titans duke it out. So what do you think? Team Trump or Team Biden? Let us know in the comments below. And with that, we bid you adieu. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe for more hilarious political content. Until next time, keep those memes coming. And remember, the only thing more entertaining than politics is the people who make it.